That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
Welcome back, campers. I know you can't believe it, but it is finally episode 3 of Tales from the Camp. And I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And today we, like I said, we haven't done one of these in a very long time. And we finally are starting them back up. And we actually have a special guest on today to tell you some of his personal stories. You know him. You love him. You also can't stand him. It is my roommate, Kyle.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to have me here, and try not to let you down.
It means so much to have him here.
Thank you for letting me here today.
So, if you guys, sorry, this might sound kind of weird because with the crazy debacle we have, we only have 2 mics. So me and David are sharing a mic right now. So if you hear David talk from far away, he's just a dumb guy who forgot that he doesn't have a mic in front of his face.
Yeah, I'm real unprepared. I didn't even bring a story.
No, but luckily we don't read your stories. We read the listener stories. And I have to say, the story that I have here is brought to you by a gentleman by the name of Sheldon M. I'm not going to say his last name, but it is a fantastic first story that we have for you today.
Boy, his email has his middle name and last name. I know everything about this guy.
Yes, we are going to find you, Sheldon. But also, just to say thank you, because this is a great story. So I'll stop all the lollygagging and the chit-chat, and I'll just get into this fantastic story. So on September, this is Sheldon saying this. On September 2017, my girlfriend at the time started university and moved to a new part of town to be closer to the school. Since moving to the new townhouse, her and her 3 other roommates she had started to experience what I could only call slight paranormal activities.
It's not good.
I thought you were going to say experimenting.
Well, I mean, I would hope that the story would take a turn in that way, but seems like it's not going to.
She could be experimenting, and they left that out of the story.
That's true. We should definitely create this for Sheldon, because we're helping you, Sheldon, okay? So, on 2 separate occasions, one of the roommates would step out onto the balcony, and with a coffee in the morning, leaving the sliding door open a little bit, about 2 fingers width open. After a few seconds, the roommate heard the door close and lock behind her. Thinking it was a joke from one of the other roommates, the person on the balcony called everyone living in the townhouse, but no one was home. Again, this happened on 2 separate occasions, and only when the person was on the balcony and alone at the house. I personally checked the door to see if there was a slant or if it was loose enough for a heavy wind to close it, but the sliding door is quite heavy itself, so that couldn't have been the case. Also, I checked the lock on the door, and it can only be locked by pushing the lever up from the inside, which defies gravity if the door did slide close on accident. So,
Had to be gush.
It's just kind of weird because you have to push up on it, and that's the only way it locks.
So it's not going to just accidentally fall down.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to slam shut and then lock automatically. So, I mean, something's going on here, which is kind of weird. That's not even the strangest part of the story, though, because a door locking is, whatever. It's a door locking. Mm-hmm. So about 2 weeks after the second time this happened, my girlfriend at the time was at home washing the dishes when she felt a strong wind behind her, enough to brush the hair off her shoulder. She described it as something like a small bird flying close enough that the wings brushed the back of her neck. This freaked her out enough to check every window on every floor of the house. The only window open was on the floor above her in one of the roommates' rooms behind a closed door. So again, not possible to carry all the way through the house and into the kitchen on the floor below.
Yeah, I just think they have a bird problem.
Everyone goes, I felt like a bird touched the back of my neck. It must have been the wind. You didn't check in all the bird crevices.
Well, also they're checking to see if any birds came in through windows. They didn't check to see if the house is already full of birds. What if there's a ton of birds inside and the windows are closed?
Maybe the birds were there the whole time. They're just so used to them, they forget they're even there.
Yeah.
And so they don't even notice the birds because they're just there all the time.
Or even ghost birds. It could be they are ghosts, but they're birds.
Well, everybody knows birds don't have souls. No souls for birds. All dogs go to heaven, but birds go straight to fucking hell. Everyone knows that.
I feel like you have to have a bad soul to go to hell still.
Well, you ever heard like the screaming from hell?
That's a bird.
And you ever heard of a parakeet? They sound very similar if you...
Oh my god.
Kyle, when was the last time you heard of a bird doing a good thing?
Storks, I guess, they drop the babies off.
Oh, they drop them from high up? Oh, that's...
Oh, they splatter. You're right.
Down a chimney?
On second thought, they kill all the babies.
But I was also going to say Alfred Hitchcock has a lot to say about birds, and they're not positive. So,
Also, I think penguins are probably little people in suits, right?
Yeah, and don't forget about Birdemic.
Yeah, that's
that's a shit movie.
A spooker.
So I can't even talk.
For so long, birds have been man's friend.
So for a while now, they're getting locked doors and they're getting birds on their shoulders or maybe some wind. You know, so like Sheldon says, weird enough, but I promise it gets strange. ... He wrote this very well. It's like a book.
That's in bold too. Strange was in bold.
He put a lot of Sheldon. We really appreciate.
Well, strange
this.
is in the title of your podcast.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah. You're right.
That's probably part of what he was thinking.
Ah, yes. I see that. He wanted to get our attention.
He's got it.
I get it. So, after some time at the new school, she had made some good friends in the same class as her. Yeah, right. I'm joking. She believes in fake birds, okay?
She was popular, I swear.
So she made some good friends in the same class as her. In December, she decided to have a Christmas party and invited all of her friends from class. During the party, everyone was having a great time drinking and gabbing about school, except there was one guy who spent most of the night sitting cross-legged right in front of the fireplace. Okay, that's
just a bad sign when you get a guy sitting cross-legged.
Yeah, you know that there's a recipe for disaster if you got a guy cross-legged in front of your fireplace and there's a dead baby behind him that a stork dropped.
Well, you don't want to be open-legged because that's where the ghost enters.
That's where the ghost enters.
Through your legs.
They've left that part out of the ghost
guide.
The ghost guide of 2019. It's like Michelin stars, but most haunted ghost places. And number one was Kyle's legs. Between his legs.
I should have crossed them.
Should have crossed them. That's why they have the cross. So, here's where we get into cross-legged man, okay? Now, it's one of those faux wood fireplaces that run on gas. I thought you were popular. But it still gets really hot. Too hot for how close he was sitting. So he's just on fire. They're like, is cross-legged Kevin okay? He's like, I don't have any nerve endings. So he's is that a good Kevin impression?
Just don't invite Kevin to the party next time.
No, he's being weird. So, next sentence. He's a bit of a weird guy compared to the rest. Doesn't drink, appears, and disappears from the group randomly. Just the odd one. We all know that guy, right? It's not you, Kyle. You're a full-blown alcoholic.
Thank God I drink.
So thank God. So no one there really took much notice of it because he's always a fucking weirdo. That is until he stood up and suddenly demanded something to write with and on. Caught off guard, someone at the party grabbed the first thing they could find, a paper towel and a pencil. The guy took them and without breaking his concentration began writing.
I'm sorry, he's writing on a paper towel with a pencil.
We have pictures.
That seems possible.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
a pencil goes straight through that shit.
I've done that.
You just have to gently do it a couple times.
I get Bounty. Is that the one with the lumberjack on it? That's like the tough stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the manliest man stuff you can get on the shelves.
Yeah. So I mean,
even manlier. I don't use any cleaning products.
I don't use toilet paper.
I just don't clean.
That's actually very true. So,
Well, it's also true that that's
you
pretty
see how
manly.
passive aggressive this podcast has gotten?
Pretty spooky how Kyle doesn't do the dishes.
You don't clean.
But it's true. That's really tough to do. A tough,
It's not
manly
easy.
thing to
I
do.
mean, that alone might make him a ghost, right?
It doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So, from the person who handed him the paper towel and the pencil was just like, I'm just gonna make Kevin look weirder right now. Like, we could have gave him a piece of paper, but like, we're gonna make a
piece of parchment.
here's a gum wrapper. Start writing, fucker. So, from the top of the paper towel to the middle, he wrote 3 lines of musical notes. Just below that, a short sentence in some strange language. Then in the bottom right, 4 symbols. Pictures attached to this email. So we have the pictures.
At what point do you start going around the party being like, who the fuck brought this guy?
He's like my cousin. He's cool if you make him drink. If you force him to drink, he becomes cool.
But, like, did anybody, like, actually invite him?
Well, I mean, that's a weird thing, too, where, like, I feel like I knew people in high school my high school, I don't know. I can't really speak for everybody, but I feel like the weird kids got invited to the party, too, because it's like, yeah, let them come, you know, they need an experience, too. So
don't shoot up the school.
yeah, maybe that. So, controversial statements from David Stokes. So, but let's get back into Kevin over here. Before letting anyone see what he had written, he folded up the paper towel and hid it on the first floor in the mud room, then left the party. Do you guys know what a mud room is?
I can imagine one. A lot of tile.
It's not. Yeah, it's like where you take your shoes off before you come into the house.
Yeah.
You know? It's probably where Kevin's room is back at his home.
I don't have a mud room.
No mud room.
His whole
here.
house is a mud room.
Let's see. Everyone there kind of let it go, knowing he takes some form of medication. They figured. So there's an underlying like rumor about Kevin. They're like, oh shit, Kevin's sitting cross-legged again. He didn't take his pills. So
That's a funny detail.
I mean,
It's kind of important. It's a weird way of sitting.
it's very yeah. He seems like a villain in front of that fireplace. The way I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
But knowing he takes some form of medication, they figured he just missed taking it and had an episode. The party carried on and everyone had a great night. The next morning, my girlfriend at the time went downstairs. Oh, at the time. Oh, she wasn't that popular.
Or she's going to get like possessed at the end of this story and die.
He has to cut off her head.
And her head goes in circles and she's like,
Kevin's not there anymore. He left.
oh. But she's going to play his song later and it's going to be, this is Halloween.
It was Danny Elfman.
It was
That's
Danny
who it
Elfman
was
the
the
whole time.
entire time. So, like I said, the next morning, my girlfriend at the time went downstairs to get the visitor parking pass from one of her classmates. Returning to where they usually keep the pass, she found the paper towel. So Kevin's not that good of a hider. So,
Who said he was trying to hide it?
oh, good point. Maybe just trying to safekeeping, you know, during a party where everyone's spilling. They can't grab the paper towel and start wiping up stuff with it. It has too much valuable information on it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm the same. I didn't take my pills this morning. So remembering what had happened the night before and having no idea what she was looking at, she called the only person she knows that loves and lives occult shit, me. So Sheldon's just kind of bragging at this point, you know. He's like, he's just an occulty too. So when I saw the paper towel, she told me everything I had just told you. I went straight to figuring out what the hell it meant. I promised you strange, he says. So this is where it gets real wacky. So with the help of my roommate and some outsourced people on social media, we found out that the language is called Enochian. From Wikipedia, Enochian is an occult or angelic language recorded in the private journals of John Dee and his colleague Edward Kelly in the late 16th century England. The men claim that the language was revealed to them by the Enochian angels. Quickly do a Google search on Enochian and you'll find out it's one hell of a rabbit hole. So this guy wrote a language in Enochian, which 2 guys created in the 16th century.
That's
Fucking
pretty
nuts.
cool.
I mean, it's cool.
I like that.
I know you like that, Kyle.
Occults.
It's like one step above knowing Klingon.
It's
Yeah, it's like medieval Klingon.
or Dothraki. Gula Samuria.
Is that Dothraki?
I don't know.
It sounds like what Jabba the Hutt speaks.
I'm like, Isumba Colono. So,
I speak the language of the little guy that's his side hand.
I believe you're talking about Spacious Crumb.
that's his.
Spacious Crumb.
Is that his
That's
real?
cool.
Is that his real name?
I'm about 75% sure.
It's way cooler to know his language because he's a little more under the radar.
He kind of is. He's like the hipster. Like, oh, you like who's your favorite
Plus,
character?
it's a really hot language to speak to chicks.
It's like chicks love that.
Yeah.
His name is Salacious B. Crumb. That's his name.
He's got a middle name even.
I've never seen the B included. I've never seen the B included. I googled it, but yeah, there's a B in there.
His first name's Salacious?
That's kind of cool. It's like who's your favorite character in Star Wars? Like, I really like Han Solo. I was like, I like Salacious B. Crumb because I feel like he's an allegory for like.
It sounds
for,
like the name of a smart professor character.
does.
And it's just like a goblin that wipes Jabba's ass.
He just eats the fucking crumbs in his folds. He's like a fold monster.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Somebody, that is the grossest thing I've ever seen. David just showed me a costume, a full-fledged costume of Salacious B. Crumb with a penis on it. I don't know.
Wait, someone's wearing that?
A full-grown man is wearing that.
It's on eBay.
Is his penis? Is it the guy's penis poking through?
It's a costume penis.
I was gonna say that guy's not gonna get a lot of action in the Salacious
I
B.
wouldn't-
Crumb.
The starting bid is $150.
If you don't know what he looks like, Google it. He's
Salacious B. Crumb. I mean, or just type in Jabba the Hutt's
guy.
fold guy. Yeah.
But I bet he
maid.
does have a relationship similar to like those fish that eat stuff off the side of whales.
Yeah.
What's the name of that relationship? Symbiotic?
Something like that.
It's definitely biotic.
Yeah. So we got kind of sidetracked from the story. So we'll get back into it. Sorry about that, Sheldon. So translated, the Enochian language that he wrote roughly means, I reign over you, saith, God of justice, power and power exalted, firmament of wrath. I can talk for hours about what this is / means / could be. For now, I encourage your listeners to jump in the rabbit hole themselves. So I'll reread that really quick. I reign over you, saith, God of justice, power and power exalted, firmaments of wrath. I can't even.
I don't know a lot of those
So
words.
is Saith the god of justice? Is that what it's saying?
I reign over you, saith. No, I think we're saith, and he's reigning over us. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Saith is the god of justice, I think, in this scenario. So that means that he dominates the good god. Bad god beat good god.
I mean, it's just so weird. Like, I don't know what firmaments means. What does firmaments mean?
It's like ferment.
He's making wine. Wait, what's saith? Saith is archaic third person singular present of say. Oh, okay. I reign over you, say. God of justice. Jesus Christ, it's so weird. Power and power exalted. Firmaments of wrath. Obviously, he's trying to get a point across, right? That he's very powerful. Anything with
Doesn't sound good.
power,
Sounds
justice,
a little
wrath,
demonic.
reign over you. Seems like he's on a power trip right now. On a napkin.
Yeah.
So, beyond this, we found someone who can play the music notes written down. It seems to be random, but from the first time I listened to it, it sounded familiar, and every time after, the length of the song changes for me. And I listen to it, and it's actually pretty trippy. I'll play it for you guys,
Yeah.
and I'll play it for you listeners, but it's a very weird, like,
I'm curious.
it's almost a song, but it's almost like random and chaotic. So we still have no idea what the symbols mean on the bottom right of the paper towel, but if I were to make an educated guess, I would say they are sigils or symbols of Enochian magic involving Aleister Crowley and possibly the Order of the Golden Dawn. Everything I've researched seems to point at this being a blessing of some kind, and since it was left at the townhouse, no other paranormal happenings have occurred. All I can say is it certainly is strange. So it sounds like he actually blessed the house a little bit. Maybe Kevin, which we're naming him, felt that presence of some kind of paranormal activity, and he created a spell to protect the house in a weird way.
Yeah, now I want to talk to Kevin.
I mean,
see if he does this all the time.
Yeah, Sheldon. I mean, I don't know if you still have contact with this guy, but
I could do a little cross research to find his social media, look through his friends list, find anybody named Kevin who looks a little off.
I think we made up Kevin.
Yeah, we made up Kevin.
Fuck.
So David wasn't tuned into that. So these are the napkins he wrote. I'm showing David right now. There's that, and then that's the translated script. Sorry, podcasters, you can't see this, but we will post these on Instagram so you guys can see them. But I want to get to the song so you guys can hear it and see what I mean about this song. How it's look at that, how like convoluted it is. Kevin's a music major of some sort. So I'll play the song now.
So there's parts of that song that, like, it kind of sounds like it's a bunch of different songs mashed together, because there'll be, like, a split second where I'm like, I kind of recognize that jingle, but then it changes completely, and then, like, I feel like there's, like, 3 different parts of that song that, like, I thought I knew what it was for a second, and then it stopped.
I totally agree. I feel like it goes... It seems a little random, and then when it goes to the... It kind of, like... flows really nicely.
It has stretches where it sounds like a real song.
Yeah, but then it's like a little bit out there. But like it doesn't sound like somebody who wasn't writing a song. Like to the right like bass tone or something like that. Like it might make sense, you know what I mean?
It sounds like too much of a song to just be if you wrote like A, G, B, A, C or whatever.
If we wrote on a piece of paper, it
probably
would sound
worse.
way worse than that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It seems like a little... I don't even know. I can't put my finger on it. It's pretty trippy, honestly. It's pretty disturbing, to tell you the truth. Like,
it's pretty creepy.
Even if it is a blessing.
Yeah.
With I reign over you, saith, God of justice, power and power exalted, firmaments of wrath. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
And honestly, like... shout out to Shelly for like finding someone to record that, like taking the time to be like, you know, like I have to figure out what these music notes are, like finding someone to actually like play and record it.
He put a lot of effort into this, and
pretty cool.
I really respect him for that. That's super cool. Thank you, Sheldon. I mean, I just looked up firmaments, and firmament is heaven apparently. It's like a tangible heaven. So firmaments of wrath. So like heaven of wrath, power and power exalted, God of justice. It does seem like a prayer now that like I really think about it. Like I originally kind of looked at that and went, this is really creepy because of the context of it, and I go, oh, there's some kind of like possession or a cult thing of like maybe some ill spirits involved in this, but it seems like if anything it's more of a blessing.
He's like trying to protect.
Yeah. It's super, super interesting. I don't know, but Sheldon, that was super strange. I remember I read that at work, and I was like, what the fuck? It's insane.
It's a good ghost
insane.
story.
It is like...
It's unusual.
Yeah, especially the birds are one thing, and then, the locks are another thing, but Kevin really solidifies that story. He really rounds it out very well, and... like I said, Sheldon is... Oh, my God, I keep saying that. Well, Sheldon, you are the protector of this podcast, but Kevin is also the protector of your condo. And, you know, she might not be your girlfriend anymore, but you know what? Hey, you don't need her. She's not even popular, man. We all know that. So, thank you so much, Sheldon M., Shelly M. You killing it with the story, and we really appreciate it. I had a great time with that story. I really, really enjoyed it. And keep an eye out for the Enochians, because they coming back stronger than ever. So that is the end of that story, and now we are going to turn the mic over to Kyle, who has 2 great stories for you that are from his father's life and his own life.
That's correct.
Kyle, I think you should explain this because you can say it better than I can.
All right. Well, I don't know if you title the stories, but I thought I'd throw a little fun title on each one. The first one is called The Hauntings of Splashy Splash Manor.
Why is it called that?
I don't know, it seems fun.
I'm sure I'll get to it.
It's a pretty, not...
Oh, it's pretty. Oh.
I was going to say it's pretty irrelevant, the title. It doesn't really make that much
He's not going to get to it.
But the reason that I called it that is because it's set on this creepy house on a cliff on the Oregon coast.
So you're from Oregon, if people at home don't know. So
from Oregon. So I've driven by this house a couple times on coast trips, and it's like something out of a horror movie. It's super creepy. There's no house in 10 miles any direction. It's this big dark tower just like right out on this point in the fog. And
it's like, that sounds like it's from like a movie, like a Guillermo del Toro movie.
Yeah. So my dad is a carpenter and my uncle is a carpenter. And in the 70s,
Jesus Cristo?
Just like him. Just like him. I wish they had him on his side, on their side.
I wish they had a Kevin over building some walls.
Yeah.
Building some fireplaces, some fake fireplaces.
They're gonna
Kevin can get in the hot spots,
Cross those legs and hope to die.
Send him up in the chimney. So, tell us more about your father, Jesus.
Okay, so, this is way back in the 70s, and they both were working on this house, just those two, for the summer. They're remodeling it or building it up or something. And they had heard around town that this house is, a little spooky, a little bit haunted. And the first thing they noticed that was a little paranormal was one day my dad goes to get a couple buckets of paint, and Uncle Kurt is there alone. And my dad comes back to the house, and all the windows are open, and the music's playing full blast, and Uncle Kurt is just sawing things just sporadically, and he's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of this house, man!" And he's just completely spooked and wouldn't talk about it.
Why is he still in the house?
Because he's just got to get his work done. He's getting money. I mean, and
it's a good point. You got.
And at first, a ghost sighting or something that seems like a ghost, it could be the wind. He doesn't say what he saw the first time.
It could have been some seagulls.
Could have been some seagulls.
A bird might have touched the back of his neck.
Could have been one of those houses where it's just full of birds and they don't know it. So, Uncle Kurt's freaked, right? But they go along, go about their business, and then next they see a little kid running by a window, right? And they run out, and there's this big open field on the cliffside. There's no kid. The kid is
shit!
gone. Yeah.
Well, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Are they remodeling the house or are they building the house?
It
sounds like they're
no
remodeling.
one's living in the house. I don't know. They're kind of remodeling it.
They're fixing
it's
it
kind
up.
of run down.
Okay.
It's kind of old. No one lives there. No one. It doesn't even have neighbors. No one should be around it at all. And so this little kid runs by, and they don't see anything. And now they're just trying to rush to get this job done because they want to get the fuck out of there.
And is this in the same day or is this days apart?
This is maybe over the course of a month or two.
Okay.
So this is all the freaky things condensed.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing that happens, my dad is working on, he's using a skill saw, which is one of those power saws that's super loud. You have to use earphones for. Mm-hmm. He's like, and he hears in his ear.
If you guys didn't know what a skill saw sounded like, now you do.
That's what it sounds like. And my dad used to do it around me, and I didn't have headphones, and now I don't hear so good.
That way you scream into the mic.
That's why I yell all the time.
So he's skill sawing.
And he hears a kid whisper in his ear.
Yo, fuck that. I'm already saying fuck that. I don't care what he says.
Pussy juice.
Is that what he said?
It's pussy juice, motherfucker. And my dad's like, Come again? I can't remember what he whispered, to be honest. Kid whispers in his ear.
You can't remember? You don't know what he whispered?
I can't remember.
Oh my god!
If my dad lived in town, I didn't like call him and be like, Dad, gloss my memory up.
He's like, "Hello, mom. What are you whispering here?" Like, oh shit.
I want to say probably it was like, hello.
Is it me you're looking for? There's something a
But
kid
also,
would say.
let me reestablish. He swears on his life. All of this is true. Like all
I think
is true.
your dad, or either you or your
he
dad,
wouldn't
told
make it
me-
up.
No. Yeah, it seems like he was like genuinely terrified. Especially
was scared.
the last thing you told me, which freaked me the fuck out. Like,
I thought you were about to say it. I was like,
no, I'm not gonna get to it. But imagine if I just ruined your story like that. Really, I'm like, remember when the ghost killed your dad at the end?
yeah.
It's
We're
bad.
done. Yeah. So that happens.
So what happened when he got whispered in his ear? Did he just
Cut his arm off.
cut his arm off? Did he just run out of the house?
I think he went, ah!
He's like, gotta finish this house.
I don't know.
Money over ghosts, you know?
He was freaked. Let's just say that. And then here's the big buildup. They're both working because they keep seeing and hearing ghosts, but they're separate. They're alone. They're not sure.
They shirtless?
They're shirtless. It's sweaty. There's just sawdust everywhere.
There's one more hammer. They gotta wrestle over it.
This is the last nail.
And then they get the nail and they go, whoa, we got one more.
What?
Wow.
Oh, like that.
They're gonna nail each other.
Oh.
And that's how Kyle came to be.
I mean, that's how you get rid
That's
of
why
ghosts.
I look like Kurt also.
That's how you get rid of ghosts. You gotta show them something they don't want to see.
Yeah. You gotta fuck them away.
Okay. So get to the climax. I'm not talking about that kind.
Okay. So they're both working, and then they hear actual footsteps upstairs. Sorry. I was going to do the sounds in case you don't know what footsteps sound like. They hear footsteps upstairs, so they go to the bottom of the stairs. And there's no one at the top because it's a ghost. And they look up, and all of a sudden, cascading down the stairs is thousands and thousands of pennies, all from the 1800s with a little buffalo on it, just falling down the stairs.
Is that fucking creepy?
You could pick them up. So they were actually there.
Did they keep them? Because I bet those are worth a fortune nowadays.
Cashed him in.
Heyo.
Now he's living off that penny money.
Now my dad owns half of IBM.
My dad is John Coca-Cola.
So, I mean, we really glazed over how scary that situation is, but
yeah.
creaky footsteps upstairs. They go to the top of the stairs, they look up, and all of a sudden, thousands of pennies start falling down the stairs, start rolling down the stairs. Tumbling down the stairs. That's
spooky.
Yeah.
Because that, you can't... A lot of the ghosty things, you're like, it could be the wind, it could be your mind or whatever, but when you can actually physically pick up a penny...
I bet that was loud as shit, too.
Yeah. Well, they're deaf from the skill saw, so they're okay.
That's true.
and armless.
Yeah, one of them don't have no arms.
So it took a lot longer to pick up the pennies.
Yeah.
You ever picked up an 1800s penny with your mouth? Oh, it tastes like a bad water fountain.
Tastes coppery.
Oh my god. So, what did your dad and Kurt do after that?
They hightailed it out of there.
They actually left.
No, I don't know. He never really told me that part.
What you told me is that they fucking left
ran.
and never went back.
Maybe I just.
I mean,
told
let's
you
not
that
kid
that
ourselves.
time.
It's Kurt and what's your dad's name again? John?
Steve.
Close enough.
They're tough.
Yeah, it's Kurt and Steve. They're finishing the job.
For all I know, though, it was the 70s. They're probably on fucking acid.
What if that was the guy who, like, you know, contracted them? That was just him just paying them.
Throwing it down the stairs.
He just has like a tube set up.
He's like, this is for your shit work.
This will make him work a little faster.
These guys have literally just been bleeding all over the house for the last 2 weeks.
He just throws a sack of coins at the wall.
He's like, they've just been fucking on my floors and bleeding up my walls. I don't know what to do. I just threw a bunch of pennies. That's all I have.
It's always left over from their initial agreed payment because the damage they did was worse than the fixing.
Pussy juice.
That was the scary part.
That little boy is crude. Honestly, fucking crude.
He's like a young Cat Williams.
He's like, let me tell you, motherfuckers. That's not how you use a fucking skill saw.
I don't want to do impersonation. It's
I'm
racist.
not really good at his.
I was going to do it, and I was like, that seems racist.
Don't stay away from Cat Williams ones because he uses a lot of words that we can't use.
And he gets beat up by 13-year-olds.
Did that happen?
He got beat up by a 13-year-old. It was cool.
I had a dream I got beat up by a pack of 13-year-olds.
Well, that's a little bit more believable.
Yeah, that's more reasonable.
Yeah, I would have been beat up in real life by them.
Yeah. Why one 13-year-old?
They rear-ended me, and I grabbed one and threw him to the ground.
Why was he driving?
It's a dream. And there was literally just one high-speed chase, the whole dream, where they were chasing me with bats.
Oh, fuck.
It was stressful. It was like 7 hours of stress.
So you tripped for a full fucking...
I was like, thank God I do so much cardio. I'm going to outrun these little moofs.
Honestly, I bet Cat Williams could beat you up, and he gets beat up by 13-year-olds. So let's not kid ourselves. You have a bad shoulder.
No, it's getting better.
Anyway, that was Kyle's ghost story from his dad. But this next story that he has to tell is probably my favorite story I've ever fucking heard. It's so good. I mean, I don't want to...
It sounds fake.
No, it sounds fake, but this is 100% true. Remember, people, this is Oregon. This is Eugene, Oregon, okay? And what is Portland's saying? Keep Portland weird, right? So
sure, yeah.
So is that what they say?
Yeah.
They say that. So Kyle,
Eugene's weirder than Portland.
Honestly, they get all the runoff of people who can't afford to live in Portland, right? Mm-hmm. Poor ass family with your pennies.
More dreadlocks per capita. We're still living off those pennies to this day.
So Kyle, I'll let you tell the title of this story.
So this one I titled, since I'm really fun and I make titles for all my stories, is Richard the Little Magician. And this is like one of those movies where you're like, oh, he said the title. Because I'm going to say the title in the story.
It's like Jack Nicholson being like, I guess this is as good as it gets.
This is Casablanca.
He does not say that. Does he say that?
He's not even in that, I don't think.
He's like, here's The Shining.
Daddy's home too.
So, actually, that might work if it's a TOO, but let's
My daddy's home too.
get into Richard the Little
All right,
Magician.
I'll get in. Okay, so in this scenario, I think I am about 12 years old, just to set the stage.
Great year. Great age.
Good age, perfect age for this guy to
Not-
come into my life.
Not old enough to beat someone up, but you know.
I could probably beat up Richard.
Well, I mean, you're not 13. 13-year-olds know how to use a bat.
You know, I think about it. I think we might have met around 12.
Maybe you're Richard.
Maybe I'm Little Richard.
Little Richard's a real person, okay?
David's life.
Richard the Little Magician is also a real person, but less known. you
It's
know?
like the scene in Miss Doubtfire when he switches outfits. He's like, fuck, I gotta hang out with Kyle after school. I gotta change out of my Richard outfit. He's like, oh, Kyle's going home now. All right, let's start this motherfucker. So a new neighbor moves across the street from my house when I'm about 12. He looks kind of like George Costanza.
Not a good look.
And he wears, like, always, he's in a full-body purple jumpsuit. It's like a sweatsuit. And he just putters around the yard.
This is what happens when you have you pay for your house in pennies, you know?
That's him. I didn't pay.
I just mean that's the neighborhood you get.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
But he had a house.
He doesn't have pennies.
So he must be somewhat of a good magician if he owns a house, right? In that purple jumpsuit,
He's
can't
on
be
tour.
cheap.
He goes on tour.
So-
That's what he told me. So basically, he just putters around the front of his house doing like really stereotypical magician shit. Like he mainly trains a rabbit to go up and down the stairs into a hat. That's not a joke at all. That's what he does. Or he'll juggle like fire in the front yard in his purple little suit.
He's just training a rabbit. Like, do you know that rabbits don't go in and out of hats that easily?
That's him.
I found a picture of him.
He grew a kind of sweet beard since though.
way!
He looks way doper.
I just Googled Richard Eugene Magician.
Don't give anything
my
away.
God, no, you guys, I can't handle that. I literally can't fucking
There's one
handle
picture of him doing the
Okay, I can't fucking handle this because you told me this story 3 years ago, and I've had a guy in my like fucking idea of what he looked like for so long, and you just blew my mind because he kind of looks exactly like he looks a little bit more normal. He kind of looks like Kyle Gass from Tenacious D a little bit.
But he's little. He's like 5'4".
Are you serious?
Yeah,
he
he was
looks like
like-
a big guy.
He was like shorter than me when I was 12.
he's a big man.
It's perfect for me.
So I guess you could beat someone up if you were 12, huh?
Imagine your perfect magician if you're 12. He was my perfect magician.
Oh my god, I love this man already. Okay. Does he
So-
have quotes?
Yeah, I found a photo that has a quote with it.
Don't-
I will read it in time, but
yeah, say it after. I don't know if it gives away any juicy deets.
He's like, I remember Kyle Lamontagne. Such a supple boy.
Juggle the days away. So yeah, he just did typical magician stuff. And one day he comes over to me while I'm in the front yard, and he goes, "Hey buddy, I just moved in. I got a big request for you." I'm like, "Oh, okay, what is it?" He's like,
Someone's about to get molested.
"That's what everyone says every time I say this story."
Big requests are
It's like I was
usually-
just walking the fence of being molested this whole time.
It kind of seems like it.
Yeah, but so he goes, okay, so I'm a magician. And I tour around the world, and I'm doing a big show in Tokyo, and I need someone to look after the house. And I was like, oh wow, what do you like need me to do? He's just like, just look at it, just keep an eye on it. Like, you want? Do I need your keys? Do I need to like feed anything? He's like, just make sure no one does anything to my house. I'm like, okay. Okay, that I can do. So you just like glance over at it. It's across the street.
I'm sorry, but I just remember my favorite part of this story, too. You know?
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. The sign.
Oh yeah. So
I don't know this story, so
but once we make like first contact, it's like feeding a pigeon or a squirrel or something. You can't really get rid of them because anytime I'm like,
It's a squirrel.
yeah, it's similar.
I love it.
So anytime I'm in the front yard, I'm like shooting hoops in the front yard, and he'll be out front juggling. Like I have this really vivid memory of me shooting hoops and not realizing he's like around the corner, and him just going, "Kyle!" And he juggles at me. He doesn't stop juggling. He just juggles towards me. I'm like, "Fuck, I'm busted." And he bought me a magic set.
What?
Bought me like a magic wand.
Okay, this guy
He's
is...
like a big old set.
he saw the magic in you.
Yeah, he knew that I had what it took.
I bet he did.
So at that point, he's kind of a harmless but weird magician neighbor, right? And one day, it's just me and my little sister. We're watching TV after school, and we hear a crazy knock at the door that just goes, and it just doesn't stop like until we get up and get the door. So he's knocking for 30 seconds straight, and I'm just like, fuck, okay.
You know that the what's the common courtesy? It's when I usually knock, it's like
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like 1, 2,
Like
3,
if you
4.
do 5 knocks, you're like, that was a lot. Like
I'm a 3-knock guy.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, this is the police?
that was 6, and that seemed like way too much.
He just knocks uncontrollably until I open the door, and he's just breathing heavily, and his like what's left of his hair is like all disheveled. And he's like, oh, thank God you answered. Oh my God. And he's like almost like buckling to the ground. And my little sister is like over my shoulder. She's like 9. I'm like 12. And she's like trying to keep her shit together and not laugh. And he's just like, okay, I don't have much time to explain. Here's $100. I have to lay low for a couple months. Go to the store and buy as much fruit as you can get your hands on. Meet me under my balcony in 30 minutes. And he's like, thank you, bye. And he just runs, slams the door, and we just look, and we can see out our like kitchen window. He's just like checking his watch, frantically under his porch in his little suit.
So he didn't even go back in his house. He's just like
No.
he's like waiting
He's
for
just
you
waiting
to get the fruit now.
under the porch. And we just like, right when the door shuts, we just like bust up laughing. We're like, well, first of all, I'm 12. I can't drive to the grocery store. Also, why do you want fruit if you're trying to lay low for months?
It's just gonna go bad.
It's the most perishable.
It really is. He's like, give me the greenest bananas you can find.
So-
I gotta make these motherfuckers last.
So we're just like, I'm like, okay. We filled a grocery bag with just whatever fruit we had in the house. So we put like 1 bushel of bananas, like 4 oranges, and an apple in. And we're like, fuck, I hope he's not pissed that this doesn't like tide him over. And we thought about keeping the money for like a split second. We're like, no, he's insane. We got to get the
Yeah,
money
no,
back.
he'd kill you.
Yeah,
I feel like.
we're afraid of him. And so we just, it doesn't take half an hour. We just walk out in like a minute. And we walk over to him.
By the way, before you keep going, I just love the idea that somebody has probably hired him for some kind of corporate event and like let him into
Like,
their
I think he was
business.
legitimately touring to other countries just to do magic. Like,
Well,
I think he had a legitimate
maybe
business.
he ruined his name in America already. He already hit 50 states and fucked up his name.
I don't
Well,
know.
if he didn't, I feel like we left a pretty good crumb trail to figure out exactly who this guy is.
Yeah, he's easy to target.
We're definitely going to post his picture on the Instagrams. So you're going to see what he looks like. So
We're gonna get sued for defamation.
You'll see if you want to post this picture by the end of this.
Uh-oh.
So we go give him the bag of fruit, and as we're walking, first I go to my sister. I'm like, okay, you can come do the drop off, but you can't fucking laugh at this guy while we're doing the drop off. She's like,
going to get
she
murdered.
can't keep her shit together. She's just like crying, laughing, and I'm like, all right,
You
just
know what's bad when
keep
a
your shit together.
9-year-old thinks you're hilarious? It like
Yeah,
and
we
not-
seem so mature
and,
in this
and
story.
not on purpose. Yeah, like not like I'm making a joke. A 9-year-old thinks I'm hilarious. Like I farted really loud. It's
Yeah.
like he's having a mental breakdown, and we're laughing at him.
And we are right now.
Yeah, true, but we're much older, so a 9-year-old can pick up on this guy's desperation.
Yeah, he makes me seem like a cool guy who's just like, yeah, okay, this is ridiculous.
You're like some guy who's dealt with like wars before. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, I'm calm and collected.
Yeah. So we go. I'm walking up, and before we even get to him, he buckles to his knees. He's like, "Oh, thank you. And he's super, super grateful. I was worried he's gonna be like, "This isn't $100 worth of fruit." But he doesn't care, and so we're like, "Here's the money back too. We don't need it. But here you go." And he's like, "Thank you so much." And he goes, "Okay, do you have any questions for me?" like
was this a fucking art exhibit you just did? Like,
so I just remember going, "Yeah, why do you need to lay low for a few months?" Like, pretty easy one right there, right? And he's like, "Okay, yeah, good, perfectly good question. And you know me, it's me, Richard the Little Magician. It's me, Richard." He said it like several times. He kept going.
That's his name of the story.
He's like, "That's his title." But he kept going, "I'm Richard the Little Magician. Richard the Little." So it's something me and my little sister always say together.
The weird thing is, you never told me he was like
Little
4 or 5. I said
3'5".
he's like he keeps getting smaller. He's like
He's 2'5".
That was a big rabbit for
he's
Richard.
5. He's 5 inches tall. No, but it's crazy because I didn't know he was that tiny. Not that like 5'4" is that tiny.
Richard the Little Magician.
But like, it's
Richard the Little Magician.
It's just so funny because I always pictured him as a little bit taller, and now it makes it funnier that he's the size of a 12-year-old. Like, I was kind of concerned for you at first, but now I don't know.
Yeah, I think I could have beat him up when I was 12.
Yeah, he has an adult head but a tiny body.
Well, I mean, you're gonna be fighting fist to magic, though. Are you sure about those odds?
Oh, fuck. It's like Voldemort can't bench a lot, but man, he can wield a wand.
It's true.
He can turn you inside out.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see the back of
Voldemort?
his head?
I thought you were going to say like his lats. Like his Voldemort's back?
No. You ever see the back of the magician's head?
Professor Quirrell.
He might have had
Little Richard. He did always wear a big turban.
So continue. I'm sorry.
So
he buckles.
Oh, so he buckles to the ground. He's crying. He's like, "It's me. It's Richard the Little Magician. That's all." So for some reason, the FBI is on my case, and I gotta lay low. They're after me.
Kyle's playing. Are you harboring a fugitive at this point?
Even as a 12-year-old, I was like, "Okay, this isn't real."
But
like,
you didn't believe. You're like, this is like no way.
The FBI is after him. No way.
Yeah, that's kind of seems.
He's just
insane.
Richard the Little Magician, and
Yeah,
he wants
you don't
a
know
bunch
what
of
he has-
fruit.
You don't know what he has on his laptop.
That's the thing. He could have been on the run from the FBI because he's so weird.
But he's so crazy. You know what I mean?
But the craziness makes it seem like you could be on the run. But,
yeah.
And it actually seems more and more like he was on the run from the FBI the deeper the story goes.
Well, I mean, if I'm on the run from the FBI, not that I ever planned to be, I don't think I'd hide under my porch.
Well, it's better than out from under your porch where you could be seen by satellite.
Under the porch was the outpost. The inside was the safe haven. But like under the porch, he could watch the whole neighborhood. He could see when the FBI was coming. And we all know Little Richard's fast. Richard, the Little Magician, he's quick.
Really quick.
Break out his magic carpet. He's off.
Yes.
So continue. Sorry, Cherry.
So he says he's on the run from the FBI, and he wishes he could talk more, but he's got to go ASAP. He's got to get inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes inside, and we don't see much Richard for a while. The only activity we really see.
Is this my favorite part of the story?
think so. Let him tell
the damn story.
Shut up.
The only activity we see from Richard for a while is he starts to put up different picket signs in his front yard. So one of the signs we see just says, all caps with a bunch of exclamation marks, "I need a cell phone!" He puts one up, like...
That's my favorite part. He needs a cell phone.
I need a cell phone. One's like, "Don't trust your psychiatrist." Or it's like, "The FBI is watching." Literally 20 signs. They were like covering his yard and his house.
But this is just typical Eugene activity. I feel like this is on every street in Eugene.
Yeah, but when you pair it with Little Richard,
Magicians,
the
yeah.
magician, on the run from the FBI, it's a little wacky. I don't know how that one bushel of bananas held him over.
Is that really like? Do you see some like weird shit like that in Eugene like often? Like
more than here?
Okay.
There's a high number of conspiracy theorists there probably.
Yeah, I wonder why.
It's like a lot of people did acid there.
Really good acid.
Oh, that might be it.
It's like
yeah.
a hippie haven, you know. So there's a ton of dreadlocks people.
They already hate the government. You know what I mean?
You see way more people with dreadlocks there, basically. But he puts up sign after sign after sign after sign, and we don't really see him outside anymore. Until one day, I'm not home, so this is my sister's recount of the situation. She hears a bunch of sirens coming up the street, like real sirens, and all of a sudden, like around the corner, top speed whips about 7 cop cars, and they like just pull up onto his front lawn, and they bust through his front window. My sister comes out to the balcony, so she's just watching like front row view of this happen, and he has a big window, so you could see him running from them around like his couch and stuff, like trying to avoid the SWAT team or whatever. And he's like trying to escape them. They finally get him, and So my sister's name's Maddie.
He was moving like a greased pig.
Yeah, he was a quick little fella.
Yeah, did you see like the
He
top
just
of
throws
his head?
like bursts of smoke and just like somersaults away.
I feel like you just see the top of his head running around the couch. Like he's not tall enough to actually see who he is. Like there's a bald head going over around that lazy boy.
But my sister's name is Maddie, and he always calls her Mindy every single time. She's like, it's Maddie, not Mindy. And he's getting taken away by like this SWAT team, and he's like wriggling in their arms as he's getting pulled away to the cop car, and he just like lets out a super dramatic, like he sees my sister on the balcony, he goes, Mindy, save me, to a fucking 9-year-old. She's just like stone-faced watching him go away into the distance.
What do you say
There
to
goes,
that?
there goes my hero. By
And then
Nickelback.
off he goes.
That's actually Foo Fighters. You mean talking about "There Goes My Hero"?
What was the one from Spider-Man?
The one from Spider-Man?
Probably Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that's probably Foo Fighters.
No, that's the Hero Can Save Me one.
Watching man.
I need a hero. I'm looking out for a hero till the end of the night. That's from Shrek.
Yeah, no, that's not.
And we need a hero to save us.
Yeah,
That one. Is that Creed?
I think that's Nickelback. He might
Oh,
be
I
right.
don't know that one. Well,
Not gonna send them.
well, There Goes My Hero is definitely Foo Fighters.
true.
True that.
Makes me think Foo Fighters have a better reputation than they should have.
Why are you going to say controversial ass shit on our podcast? You can leave,
Just
and
saying,
now
they-
we have to deal with the fallout of this.
They're okay. They're mistakable as Nickelback.
They're great. No, they're great.
God.
Don't say that shit. They're great. Everybody loves Dave Grohl.
Dave
Okay?
Grohl
He was in
drummed
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
All right, back to the story.
So that's pretty much it. They take him off. They take him to the clink, and the verdict of what he ended up doing and the reason that they were actually after him wasn't the FBI. It was that he threw lighter fluid on our neighbor. He went up to our neighbor's house, threw lighter fluid on them at the doorway of their front door, and then realized he didn't bring the match, but he wanted to murder them. But he didn't have all the supplies to do a successful murder. So he was like, okay, I'm going to get my match. And then they just locked the door and called 911.
And so that's when he decided to ask for small children for help.
Well, you're really lucky you gave him the $100 back.
Yeah.
Because he's probably, behind his back, he probably had not a face behind his head, but he probably had a cup of gasoline behind his back.
Behind his turban?
Behind his turban. But I thought he was also accused of tax evasion, wasn't he? I mean, I heard you...
Coulda.
I wasn't obviously there, but...
Murder was the big one.
Okay, murder was the big one. That was the one they came after him for. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Attempted murder, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know?
Fail.
So, Dave, I feel like you're looking at these... Oh, my God, he's so glorious.
Let me see him.
Well, wait, who's that person with him?
Well, I'm starting to think this isn't the right guy because I think this guy's name is Eugene Berger.
I was gonna say he had a fucking adult head, and he looks like he's like 6'2", and you're like, oh, he's like 5'4".
All right, it's been a decade plus, and he's just like a bald magician.
Yeah, I mean,
It looks a lot like him.
Oh God,
I couldn't imagine him looking any different.
what
doesn't.
What was that quote that you looked at? That will really solidify if it's crazy enough to be Richard the Magician.
I need a cell phone.
Yeah, let me read it. All magic is about transformation. The performance magician is telling you that you are the magician in your own life. You are the agent of transformation. Your own transformation. Okay, he really likes the word transformation. It's crazy enough.
I don't think Richard could talk that good.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Richard's more of a action guy. He doesn't use a lot of words.
Yeah.
He throws a lot of gasoline.
If the quote was like, "What you see is what you get," like something quick and easy to say,
Okay.
that could be him.
He's like, if the quote was like, God, I need $100 worth of fruit. Like, you'd be like, oh, maybe Richard.
Could be him.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Could be him.
So, I guess that wraps up the epic story of I almost said
Richard the Little Magician.
Richard the Little Magician. I almost said Little Richard. I don't want to.
It's a different Little Richard.
No, he's not the same. So, if we can't find a picture of real Richard the Little
Post
Magician,
the fake one.
we'll try to find some what we can think he looks
George
like.
Costanza is a pretty close match
Yeah. Okay.
of famous people.
That guy definitely did look like him. Should we post a picture of the fake Richard Magician and be like,
I like that one.
that one's a good picture though.
That's a really good picture.
We're gonna be like, this is faux Richard the Little Magician.
Let me see.
And,
It could be him. You know?
Well,
I don't know. He has a little.
Eugene Berger.
He looks a little too with it.
Yeah, no, he seems.
He seems sane.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy that works at a bookstore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he seems like he really likes books.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point that the photo that I'm fallen so deeply in love with is from a website that is titled "The Weekly Magic Failure." Eugene Berger.
Okay, so that might be him.
You could also type in, now that I've revealed how it ended, you could type in like, Eugene Magician tries to kill neighbor. And it might come up.
You might get his real last name. You never knew his last name.
My dad might remember it.
Should we be talking about his last name on here? I mean, if we
Yeah,
find...
that's kind of mean, I guess. He's got a mental illness.
Yeah.
But he's a murder attempter. Tit for tat.
If you throw gasoline on somebody, you get to be witness to our followers, which, it's not the world. I'm not like Jay-Z putting a post up, it's like just a podcast,
You are my Jay-Z.
Thank you.
If you like Frank Sinatra, you'll like Jay-Z.
I heard that before.
New York, baby.
New York, baby. Okay. So I think that wraps up our stories for today. Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. I had a great time listening to that story. That story never gets old. I especially love I Need a Cell Phone.
That's fun.
I might be that for next Halloween, the I Need a Cell Phone sign. No one will get it.
We could make a shirt for Camp Strange. Start making...
Oh my God, that's a good one. I need a cell
I would
phone.
actually like to wear that shirt. That's fun.
I need a cell phone.
I need a cell phone. With all caps. Like
Yeah.
3 exclamation marks.
Yeah, should it be in like text font, like old text font? I don't know. We'll put it through the
play
ringer.
around with it.
Yeah, but Kyle, you're an artist. Draw something up for us.
No.
I want it on a sign on a shirt. I want it on like one of those like vote for Selasky signs,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that for sure. Easy.
Yeah,
Cool.
I need a cell phone 2019. Vote for me.
Yeah, it's cool to say the year.
Or it'll burn your place down.
Yeah, I kind of have a threat attached to it.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you so much, Kyle, for coming on. It's always so fun to have you.
Well, thank you for letting me in your home.
You're in my home, and I'm in your home. But you're spoiler, everybody. Kyle is actually moving back to Eugene within the month, or within a couple months, which is
Moving out of the house within the month.
Yeah, but
to a temporary spot so I can flee.
So Kyle is going to be moving back soon, which is a very sad, but it's happy too because he wants to move. So we're not going to be selfish and try to keep him here. So hopefully he can give us some updates on Richard and come back and visit, and then hopefully he just still lives across the street, right? Did he ever?
Hopefully
somebody else live there.
God, I pray that he's still there. That'd be better than that as a neighbor.
Did his house ever get like re-rented or like you?
Yeah, new people moved in.
Okay, well, just like
there's some bad magic in that house.
I was about to say
we could see if it gets haunted for the next story.
They opened up his door when they went to go get him, and so many birds flew out of his house.
So many birds.
So many fucking birds. Well, thank you so much, Kyle. David, do you have anything to say?
No, I just appreciate you guys for listening.
Yeah, and this is Tales from the Camp, episode 3. Hopefully we'll get some more. You guys send us some, like, if you got any Richard stories, they could be funny. They don't have to be all spooky. That's just strange. It's strange.
A little spooky.
It's a little spooky.
Could have killed me.
He could have. You're a dumb little 12-year-old, but, So send us some of those stories, and we'll tell them on here. We love them. So, okay. Thank you guys so much. And, Kyle, you have any other last words to say before we sign off?
No.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay.
I thought you were going to say pussy juice.
Pussy juice. Okay. Well, remember, guys, to stay strange.